What's good with y'all? Welcome back to another episode of Kagurabachi. We are on chapter 124, and it got crazy last chapter. Um, the Kamonabi and the Soka clan both agreed to Chiaki, give Chiaki to the Mikaboshi so that they could buy time for Flamebone to awaken in Hiyuki, which is crazy. Sending a toddler to war on the off chance that they could win because they have Flamebone is crazy. But I don't judge. I don't judge. I don't judge. We're just here. All right. So, and it's also a week break. So between 123 and 124. So when there's a week break with Kagurabachi, you better get your talkies. Cause this shit gonna get good. Shout out UDY. I don't know why I just shout out UDY right there. All right. Anyway, so it opens up with Akamura crying about something. We don't know what. It doesn't show. And then we have Chiaki. It's a younger It's a Takamura. I'm thinking about Cyberpunk. It's a younger Akamura. It's not like it's not the one that's like in the clan or anything. It's like a little boy, and he's holding a stick, which is it's cute. So Chiaki asks him, "Did the big boys pick on you again?" And then this hating ass this girl in the back is talking about some fight back. You're a boy. Like I'm assuming she's around. I'm assuming she's like a teenager. Like that's why I didn't say anything too crazy right there, because I don't know. Chiaki looks like a teenager here, so I'm assuming she's around the same age. But I don't know. And then we're told that Akamura from Chiaki's mouth is that Akamura is not a fighter and that he's too sweet. And then she talks to Akamura about how it's not fair, and they just leave it to her, and that she'll handle it. Which W big sister. We knew this about Chiaki though. Chiaki been a W since day one. We knew this. Like, what are we talking about? I never realized this, but Akamura is actually trying to hand her the stick as a present. I never realized that. That's actually kind of cute. But Chiaki just says for Akamura to just be him, and that Big Sis will protect her or protect him. So, and then we get this panel of Akamura with the like a butterfly in his palm, and then a bunch of flowers in the background. Fire cover page, fire, absolutely fire. I love it. And then we see a a tree that's broken in half from like the stump of the tree. It wasn't like cut or anything. It's like very jagged with how it looks. And we're told that a guy named Giyu kicked it. Apparently he saw Master Hideto's corpse. And if you remember, Hideto was the guy that died during the Hiroshima raid, along with Yoshinojo and Mashiro, RIP. But it says after the death of Hideto Soga, the previous chief of the Soga clan, the role was passed to his younger brother Giyu Soga. He was as skilled as Yoshinojo, the Soga's second in command, but he was not selected to go to Hiroshima in consideration of his future. And mind you, this dude's saying like a fake Sukuna, right? Dude got a weird beard. This dude got trash beard. Dude got a pipe in his hand. He doing the knee up with the arm on the knee thing like Sukuna be doing, bro. I ain't gonna lie. From the jump, from when I first saw him, I knew I wasn't gonna like him, and my thoughts were confirmed literally the next page because he's talking about some. I'll surpass my older brother. Soon, Kuretsuji will dwell within my body too. I will be my brother's replacement. Like, gang, what are you talking about? Your brother just died. You can't have like you can't. You can't grieve a little bit? Like your brother just died. Like, what are we talking about? Man, that's why you got a Vegeta hairline. That's why you got a yam on your face, and that's why you got a weird beard. Like, that's what I'm saying, bro. You lame as hell, bro. I hate this guy. Then it goes on. As the chief of the Soga clan, he strongly suggested handing Chiaki over to the Mikaboshi. Yeah. So this was one of the main guys that wanted to hand over Chiaki to those to them guys, bro. Remember the king of the Mikaboshi wants to have a child with Chiaki, who's like freshly 18, I think, at this point. She might even be younger than that. I don't know, which is crazy. Which is great. I don't think Kagurabachi would make this guy like a PDF. I don't think Kagurabachi would make, or I don't Kagurabachi. I don't think Hokuzono would make the Mikaboshi King a PDF. So I don't. I just don't think so. I'm pretty sure Chiaki's freshly 18. I'm pretty sure, which is still weird. That's still weird. This guy's like hundreds of years old, and she's like freshly 18. I don't know. That's weird to me. That's weird. But anyway, we see Chiaki's mom grieving on the floor after hearing the news um, that her daughter is being sent off to the Mikaboshi to buy time. And she says, "Go and kill him." And then we see another sibling of Akamura and Chiaki talking to her. It's like, and then he's confused, and then this line hit me hard, bro. This line hit me hard, man. There's a lot of hard hitting lines in this chapter, but this one hit me one of the ones that hit me especially hard. Chiaki's mother is crying on the floor, and she's talking about something. In just a few days, Chiaki will dot dot dot. Never mind, just kill the chief, which is crazy. Which you know what she's implying. You know what she's implying. If you read the last chapters, you know about how Chiaki or the king Mikaboshi wants to have a child with Chiaki, and for the blood to like permeate their not permeate, but like to keep their bloodline into the Mikaboshi. And then last chapter it was talking about if Chiaki had a child, would they inherit the foresight that she has since she's from a minor branch? So it's all adding up to Chiaki getting R-worded, to put it lightly, by the king of the Mikaboshi, and that just made my eyes water just talking about it. So I agree with the mother completely. I know me and Chiaki's mother haven't seen eye to eye, but this is the one thing I agree on her with, bro. Because like this dude gotta die. This dude gotta die. Like even if it's just to buy time to, for Flamebone, like you're still sending a toddler to war, mind you. Hiyuki isn't even born yet, so I don't know, man. And then we get a page of, or when we get a pen in the, and then we get Giyu just smoking a pipe. I will restore the Soga clan. I pay homage to Princess Chiaki. She's protecting this country with her courage. That's what he calls it. That's what he calls protecting the country. That's what he calls courage. Let me ask you something. Let me ask you something. Imagine you're Chiaki's little brother, right? Imagine you're Akamura, per se. Would you would you think about what your sister is about to go through? Courage? That's not what I call that. I call that trauma. You're putting trauma on this girl who is already experiencing a lot of trauma because she thinks she got everyone killed on Hiroshima. And you want to put her through more trauma just so you can buy time to send a toddler to war. See, this is why. See, the government. This is what I'm talking about. The government in this show is terrible. This show, the government in this manga is absolutely terrible. Like, no, bro, this is terrible. It's terrible. And then Akamura, Akamura pulls up on the chief with a katana in hand. Mind you, this dude's got like three guards around him, right? This guy's got three guards around him. Freaking barefoot. Fuck, ew, disgusting. This guy's got three guards around him, and this little 16-year-old kid pulls up on him with a katana. And in the next page, you see this man is purely angry as hell. He is so angry. He's not even looking towards him. He's just in the doorway, staring blankly. And you could tell he wants to pop off. You could tell he wants to kill, bro. And then one of the henchmen's talking about in his head. He's talking about it's understandable. His older sister will be handed over to the enemy merely to buy time. And that's another thing, bro. They just see it as buying time. They don't see it as this young girl getting taken by these people to be exploited into having a child with them and then eventually get killed after the child is born. Like, they don't see it like that. They just see it to buy time. Like, no, that's weird. And mind you, if she gets pregnant immediately, it's only gonna take 9 months for that baby to be born, and then after the baby is born, Chiaki's gonna be dead. So like, what's the point? What's the point, man? Of waiting a year? Like, what's the point? And then the main captain or the chief is talking about your sister has volunteered to take on an important duty to protect this country. Do not undermine that resolve. Like, he's saying that like she wants to do it. Like she doesn't want to do it. She's being forced to do it. Like he's saying it like she wants that to happen. She's saying that like she wants that to happen to her. No, she doesn't. She's being forced for that to happen to her. Like no. I hate this guy so much. I understand Akamura's crash out completely. Akamura hasn't said a word, by the way. You can see he's still mad. And then these dudes talk, and then the henchmen talk about if you make a scene, we'll just have you forced to contain you. Like, you ain't doing shit, bro. Shut up. You ain't doing nothing. Anyway, so we see Gyu's pipe getting cut in like half, and then Akamura is right in front of him, just looking him dead in his face, and the guards didn't even have time to react. So what was you gonna contain if he actually just decided to kill everyone in that room? What was you gonna contain? Straight nothing. You weren't gonna contain nothing. You was just talking. Like what? You lucky he stopped. You lucky he stopped at cutting the pipe. If I was Akamura, I would have cut the dude's throat. I ain't gonna lie, gang. I would have killed him. I ain't gonna lie. And then Akamura puts the sword down in front of him, in front of Giyu. He's talking about Master Hiroto would have chosen differently. Giyu counters, yes, we would have fought and died. He would have fought and died. If you don't like it, go kill the Mikaboshi. Mind you, he's talking about his brother like this, like his brother freshly died like a week ago. And he's talking about some. Oh, if you don't like it, go ahead and kill the Mikaboshi. Like, bitch, you acting like Akamura won't do that. Like, if I was Akamura, I would definitely go kill. I would try at least. Like what? Like I. It's just a fucked up situation, bro. There's there's not a right or wrong party in this. It's just a fucked up situation. I ain't gonna lie. And then Chiaki comes in and sees Akamura, kneeling in front of the chief, and then she drags him out of the room. then she drags him out of the room, and the guards talking about, was Akamura always that fast? True, Master Akamura possesses astounding talent. He's got so good he was hardly recognizable. At the tender age of 16, I did anticipate he might equal them one day, and by them he means like Hidato, Yoshinojo, and Giyu, stuff like that. So yeah, but now for a split second, I'd almost mistaken him for Hidato, all due to his obsession with his sister. That shit pissed me off when I read it. That shit made me so mad. He's talking about obsession, like his sister isn't gonna get taken by some. Like, okay, say you're in a situation again, right? Say you're in that situation where you're Akamura, and your sister's about to get taken by the enemy, and probably have unspeakable, not probably, most likely have unspeakable acts done to her, right? Say you're in that situation, and you go to the main chief, and you crash out in his face, and then mind you, the guard talk about, oh, you just obsessed with your sister. You need to leave it alone. What? What? What are you talking about? You would you call that obsession? Cause he better be talking about the movie Obsession. I know he ain't talking about like the obsession with his sister, obsession with the sister that's always been there for him and always protected him. Like calling that obsession, like you're. Anyway, before I get too mad, he keeps going. How far will this propel Master Akamura? And then Chiaki and Akamura was talking about, why did you stop? Or Akamura is asking Chiaki, why'd you stop me? You'll be an amazing sword fighter one day. Don't waste your future like this. But those guys, I know. By sacrificing me, we could protect everyone. That's just how it is. But the thing is, that's not how that should be. That's not how it should be, bro. Like, but then again, it's just like I said, it's just a fucked up situation, completely, just entirely. I'll protect and then freaking Chiaki's going again. I'll protect everyone and you. I want to protect you. Which she really has noble intentions, man. Like, mind you, she didn't want any of this in the first place. She didn't want to be the the prophet teller of the next generation. She didn't want to, you know, give herself up to the enemy, just be exploited. She didn't want any of this. She just wanted a life with her brother and her friends and Kunishige. But that shit got fucked up, man. Like, and now she feels like she has to do this to protect everybody. Like, more noble than me. That's all I'll say, man. But you're better than me, man. And then Akamura is obviously like, no, I'm not okay with that. Things haven't changed one bit, even though I took up the sword to protect you. And then it hard cuts to Kunishige and Subaru on a train. And then they're talking more about Kunishige's plan to make the enchanted blades out of the Danseki. It's understandable. You could you can boast of your ability to forge swords, but your true talent is the prowess of your observation. You claimed you can prevent the Danseki from exploding, but the truth is it's quite a gamble. You'd still be risking your life. The significant rationale is dubious. Nobody's ever heard of you. It's no wonder they refuse. On the other hand, the alternative is garbage. Yeah, see, even Subaru sees that this plan is trash, bro. Like, giving up the princess just to wait for a year to send a toddler to war. Like, I'm gonna keep saying sending a toddler to war because that's how it is. Like, literally gonna send a 1 year old baby to war. Like, nah, bro, it's weird. And then in Kunishige's hand, he hasn't sent a word on the train, by the way. In his hand, he's holding an envelope, which I'm assuming is the Enchanted Blade plan, or the letter for the Enchanted Blades, like the the letter of the plan or whatever. And then he responds to Subaru's thing or his sentence. Right. That's why I'm ready to force this and prove it to them. And we cut to the Sorcery Bureau, and then they're talking about the demands of the Mikaboshi and to hand over the Danseki and Princess Chiaki. They say if we fail to comply with both demands, there's no deal. Have them send it to the Sorcery Bureau. The research is over. And crosses out the Enchanted Blade plan. And then we cut to a vault by the looks of it. Yeah, we cut to like an underground vault where there's a piece where there's 36 kilograms of Danseki. Now that's a lot. That's a lot of kilograms. And then we see it just disappear just like that. I don't know if you heard me snap, but it just disappeared that quickly. And then I think we all know who caused that disappearance. I think we all know. But it says March 26th, the 36 kilograms of Danseki stored in the lab's underground facility was stolen. And then we cut to the next page. We see Shiba holding the container of the Danseki, which W Shiba always been the goat. Will always be the goat. That's my guy. That's my guy. Will always be my guy. And then we see Hasumi as well. And apparently he's the one that actually shut down the alarms to, you know what I'm saying, let Shiba steal the Danseki. All the alarms have been shut down, but it's only a matter of time before they find out. I can't believe I'm disobeying the higher ups. I'll answer for this and I'll get going. And Shiba doesn't say a word, teleports away. And then we see Shinsaku Hasumi, the director of the research facility, was accused of being the mastermind behind the strings of incidents. 10 days later, he resigned. And then we go to a blacksmith like place with Subaru and Kunishige. And Kunishige asks, "You sure about this?" And then Subaru is, "You can't use this place without me." You know, stuff like that. And he says, and then Kunishige's like, "Yes, but it doesn't matter if I make a bunch of enemies. You're a national treasure. You sure you want to go up against the government?" And Subaru's response really let me know he was a goat, man. Subaru's response really let me know he was a goat. He's talking, and then he said, "Cut the crap. This is for the woman you love, right?" Mmm. Tell him. Tell that boy, man. Tell him. This ain't about. This ain't about the government. This ain't about the Mikaboshi. This is about the woman you love. This is about protecting the woman you love. Like, ooh, that's another one of those lines in this chapter that hit me hard, bro. That's another one of them that hit me hard, man. And then we get the hard ass narration. March 27th, just before daybreak, the forge was alit with flames. And then we see the coals and the oh my god, it's so fire, man. I can't wait for the Enchanted Blades to be made next chapter, bro. And I'm still 99% sure that Subaru is an Enchanted Blade wielder. I remember there was a sushi chef that was an Enchanted Blade wielder. But yeah, anyway, that was that was it for Kagurabachi chapter 3. No, not 3, 4. Jesus, something on Blue Lock. Chapter 142. It was a crazy one. Like I said, whenever there's a break between chapters, I mean, it's always going to be a good chapter. I mean, Kagurabachi chapters are always usually pretty good, but this one, this, this one was fire. Hope you enjoyed this one. I'll see you on the next one. Goodbye and stay safe.